Greatest Generation, my ass. All right, here we go. There are two things you need. You need to find a distressed property, and you need to find a private money lender. Distressed property, private money lender. If you find those two things, this BRRRR method I'm getting ready to show you will create as much wealth for you as possible. So distressed properties are important. It needs to be a property that you buy at a discount that is distressed, that you can add value to, and you need a short-term lender. Let's say hard money lender, private money lender. Either one is fine. Double tap the screen if you're just joining. I'm teaching how to create wealth through debt with leverage. All right, so we found a distressed property, we found a lender. I know there's more to that. If you comment new, you'll get training on how to find both those things. That's what that training does. It teaches you how to find distressed properties and how to find private lenders. If you need to learn about that, just comment new. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, if you're on YouTube, it should be pinned to the top. And if you're on TikTok or link in bio, X, link in bio. All right, so this is the BRRRR method. Who has heard of the BRRRR method? Give me a 1 if you have heard of the BRRRR method in the chat box. It stands for buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and systemize. Thumbs up or 1 in the chat box if you have heard of the BRRRR method. Now, just so you know, this method has allowed me to buy $50 million worth of real estate without using any of my own money. Legitimately, I've been able to buy $50 million worth of real estate, 150 single-family houses, 6 apartment complexes, 3 self-storage facilities, all without any of my own money because of this method. So if you think you know this method, you don't probably as well as you should if you're not using it. Because it can work for anybody. I would say if you make 50 to 60 grand a year and have a 680 credit score, you can buy as many rental properties as you want without using any of your own money. Let me walk you through how this works with a real life example. Remember what I said earlier? And by the way, this will hopefully loop. All you need is a distressed property and a private lender. So you have a distressed property and you have a private lender. Let's use them to create wealth for you through debt. All right, again, let me know where you're from if you're just joining. Double tap the screen, hit that like button. It really helps. It's super simple for you. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm giving you free training. If you get that free training, I don't even collect your phone number or email address for it. So it's something that is legitimate. Just give. It's just a give. All right. It's 25 minutes. All right, here we go. Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and scale. Let's go through a real-life example because I think 2025 is going to be some of the best conditions to invest in real estate that we've had in the past few years. So 2025 is going to be a great year to invest in real estate, no matter who wins the presidency. All right, so let's talk about buy, rehab, rent, refinance, and systemize. So this is one of my latest rental properties. We bought it for $180,000. It was a distressed property we bought for $180,000, and it needed about, I don't remember the exact amount, like $45,000 worth of repairs. So I needed $225,000 to buy a distressed property and to repair a distressed property. Does that make sense so far? I'm going to take this slow so we can do it right. That's what she said. All right, so what you do is, everybody with me, can I get a thumbs up if you're with me? Double tap, thumbs up, whatever it is, so I can see the interaction. I don't want to lose you because this is very important. This is how to create wealth without using any of your own money. This is actually how to freaking do it. So you found a distressed property through a ton of different sources that you get in the training. Wholesaler, real estate agent, direct mail, conversations, connectors, whatever you found distressed property that you can buy for 180 grand that needs $45,000 worth of work. So you borrow $225,000 from a private lender. They give you a check for $225,000. You use that to buy and repair this distressed property, okay? So now that it is not distressed anymore, you get the property rented. So you still owe the private lender $225,000, but the house is fixed up and it's collecting rent. Now, fortunately, in today's market, again, and if you're just joining, just stick with this. This thing's going to loop. This will loop. You can rent it out on a short-term basis, Airbnb, midterm basis, you can rent it on Furnish Finder, or a long-term basis, Section 8 or market rent. So you have a lot of different options. So you bought a house, you rehabbed it, you got it rented. You with me so far? Let me give me those thumbs up and those likes. I appreciate them all very much. Thank you. Got a few different apps up here. Thank you all for being here. Let me know where you're from if you have not. Private lenders are incredibly easy to find. Everybody on here knows a private lender. If everybody double taps the screen for 5 seconds and shares this with a friend, I will talk about how to find private lenders after I'm done with this. All right, so if you're just joining, I'm talking about how to create wealth through debt without using any of your own money, something I've done, and I've had hundreds of students do it, so it 100% works. I'd say if you make 50 to 60 or more a year, and you have 680 credit score or more, you can buy as many rental properties as you want using any of your own money. You don't have to be from the upper class to make this happen. So you bought a house, you repaired it using a private lender's money. You got it rented. Now this is the refinance step. This is the most complicated step, but it's not that complicated. So focus, Bueller, stick with me. All right, so bought it, fixed it up, got it rented. The next thing is to get it refinanced. A small local bank or a DSCR lender, which I have my own hard money lending company and DSCR lending company that can help you, but let's not worry about that right now. Just the point is they're everywhere. You go to a small local bank or a DSCR lender. They will write you a check for 80% of the appraised value. Now, this specific property was worth $310, but it only appraised for $300. That is okay. They wrote me a check for $240,000. This was actually a DSCR lender I used on this one. Mine, but they wrote a check for $240,000. What do you think I did with that check? Any guesses? Double tap the screen. Let me know where you're from. Yeah, Time Horse 420 has no idea what a private lender is. That's okay. Stick around, Bubs. I'll tell you at the end. You just don't know them. Just because you don't know them, you don't know, probably how to create a rocket doesn't mean other people don't. Just because you don't get it doesn't mean other people don't. All right, double tap the screen again. Let me know where you're from. What did I do with the $240,000 check? I bought a property, fixed it up. It's worth $300. They gave me a check for $240. Any guesses what I did with that? Some people say he bought another property. I took it and I paid back my private lender. Actually gave him $235,000. So he made $10,000 without doing anything. And I don't remember if I took $5,000 or if I left $5,000 in the deal. But my private lender got paid back. Now he is happy. The house is happy. Everybody wins in this scenario. And if you're just joining, this thing's going to loop. This thing will loop. Comment the word new if you're on Instagram or Facebook. If you are on YouTube, scroll to the top. That should have the link there. If you are on X or TikTok, links in the bio. But we bought a house, we fixed it up, we got it rented, and we got a loan from a bank to pay back who we bought the house from. I'm going to simplify this into buckets, and at the end, I'm going to tell you how to find a private lender. So you bought a house, fixed it up. Now, they're paid back. You still owe the bank $240,000, but who pays the bank back? Do you know? Comment if you know. Who pays the bank back? Comment if you know. How does the bank get their money back? Any idea? Any guesses? Just send a gift. Thank you for the gift. Thank you, thank you. So you take the rent and you pay back the bank every day. And before we get into the system side of this, let's think about this. So we just bought a rental property today. It was a lot of hard work. Get over that. Hard work happens. That's worth $300,000 that you owe $240,000 on. So there's $60,000 of equity in this one house you bought using none of your own money. Are you with me? Double tap if you're with me. You bought a house for $300,000 that's worth $240,000 that you owe $60,000 on, right? You with me? Okay. Now, 15 years from now, this property will be worth $600,000, and you will owe $150,000. And you didn't use any of your own money to make it double in value, and you didn't use any of your own money to pay down the mortgage. So you all of a sudden, in a pretty short period of time, have $450,000 of equity that you got from a house that you bought and maintained using none of your own money. And if you do this, 5 times with cash flow, you got $2.5 million. You're a multi-millionaire of equity, not a property value. So that is the power of owning rental properties using none of your own money. Now, if you want to do this more than one time, you do need to create systems. I need to create systems around every single step. Systems around buying, systems around rehabbing, systems around renting, systems around refinancing. If you can systemize this, then you're able to do this at a higher level. And that's what the training can help you with. And of course, my community mentorship, I have one. It's the best of the best. I have 15 students upstairs right now, because we're doing a little event today, that are in town, flew from across the country to hang out and learn about it. All right, so there's two more things I want to cover, and I'm going to let you pick out which order. I want to talk about, I'm going to do the simple version of simple wealth wheel, and then I want to do private lenders. Which one do you guys want me to talk about first? The simple wealth wheel, simplify that method, type 1 in the chat box. If you want me to talk about private lenders, type 2 in the chat box. So 1 or 2, let me see your votes. I see a 1's the first thing I saw. See some 2's, I see some 1's. Well, let's just take those in order. I'll get to them real quick. Simple wealth wheel is very simple. So I just talked about the Burrs method. Let's break this down into simple forms. You borrow money from a private lender to buy a distressed property. You borrow money from that same private lender to repair that property and make it nice. Then you get that property rented to a tenant, you start to collect rent, and then you go to a bank and you pay back who you borrowed the money from. Now, they are paid off, you own a house that the rent pays for, and the house value paid back the bank. So you own a house now, just like I showed you the Burr method, just in a different form. Borrow money, buy. Borrow money, fixed up. Get rented. Use the bank to pay back the private lender, and then use the rent to pay back the bank, and boom, you own a house. So that's a different way to put it. All right, now let's talk about private lenders. So who on here knows a private lender? Type 1 if you, or let me explain what a private lender is first. A private lender is a normal individual, somebody that you know, a friend, a family member, somebody that you've met through networking that gives you money to invest in real estate. So that being said, if you know private lender type 1, if you don't know a private lender type 2. If you know a private lender type 1, if you don't know a private lender type 2. 1 if you know, 2 if you don't. Kind of rhymes, not really. 1 if you know, 2 if you don't. All right, everybody that typed in 2, you ever been called a liar before? Because you just did. Everyone on here that doesn't think they know a private lender is an absolute liar. Now, you're unintentionally lying, so I'm going to let it slide. But every single person that typed 2 that doesn't think they don't know a private money lender is an absolute liar. If in the United States, you know a private lender. I can't speak for you in other countries, but I can for the United States. So if you don't think you know a private lender, you just don't know how to know one. So let's talk about what a private lender actually is. A private lender is somebody in their 40s and 50s that has a W-2 job that probably makes $200K a year. There's somebody that has an IRA and a 401K. There's somebody that has lived in their house. And they own a house that they have equity in. They probably have kids in high school. Or maybe college. Sorry, my writing sucks, but I'm at least explaining it. So a private middle-class person. You know middle-class people, I promise you. Even if you're woe is me, you're one of those like, oh, feel sorry for me. Oh, I'm a victim. I'm a victim of my circumstances. I have 2 insurance agents that are private lenders. They are normal, everyday people. You just don't know that because you didn't ask them, and you're not developing, cultivating relationships with them. If you want to know how to find a private lender, just comment the word fund. If you were on Instagram or Facebook, if you were on TikTok or YouTube, or any other platform, you got to go to Instagram and DM me the word fund. But that's a training on how to find private lenders. All it is a couple conversations. Here's your 4-second power pitch for a private lender. My friend Amy Majori told me this. So, you talk to somebody. In case you didn't know, I invest in real estate and give people double-digit returns on their investment backed by real estate. And then you move on, and they're going to say double-digit returns backed by real estate. What do you do? Well, I partner with people. I buy real estate at a discount. I give them a guaranteed 12% return on their money, and in usually 3 to 8 months, I give them the money back plus their interest, and I move on and do another deal. They make money, I make money, we both win. Those are the types of people. You know a lot of people that can tap into an IRA and self-direct it. They've been contributing that for years.